I'm Alex Aljoe, presenter, reporter, and today I'm here at Real Madrid's training ground to interview Jude Bellingham for the very first time. And Madrid is such a special place for me because I lived here for 4 years. I moved here when I was 20 years old, a long time ago, but the same age as Jude Bellingham is now. And it's not easy moving to a new city, a new culture, a new language. You have to make new friends, but somehow Jude Bellingham has made it look so easy. Seems as though he's been at home here from the very start. So I want to find out how he's managed it and how much he enjoys the pressure and responsibility of playing for this huge club for Real Madrid. Jude, thank you so much for speaking to us. What an incredible first season you're having here at Real Madrid. We'll get onto that in just a moment, but I wanted to take you back to the beginning, a young boy growing up playing football. What did Real Madrid mean to you?
I think it was always like the benchmark in football, really. I think it's somewhere that the kind of level that I always thought that I wanted to get to and that I could get to, but you know, I didn't probably think it would happen so quickly, and you know, now I'm here. You know, I'm grateful every day that I get to come in and represent this club. Did
you have a Real Madrid shirt when you were a little boy?
Yeah, I actually had my dad always wore a Madrid one around the house, and with Zidane 5 on the back, which is funny because it's kind of gone full circle, and he gifted it to me when I joined in the summer, and I don't know if I spoke about it, but you know, he always wore it around, and I was like, who's this guy that you're always wearing on your shirt? And he was like, well, when you're old enough, we'll get you onto YouTube. And yeah, now that I wear the 5, it's ended up being quite a significant story, so really, really nice one.
Obviously, it's a completely different culture here as well. Would you say you're embracing the Spanish way of life? Do you have a siesta?
Yeah, well, I was doing siestas years before I came to Spain, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think the way the people are with you is the best. I think they're very kind of emotive with you. They want to hold you, and when they see you in public, hug you and feel you close. I get a lot of kisses on the face.
Really, in the street?
Yeah, when I go for coffee shops and stuff like that.
How have you found it learning Spanish? Are you having lessons?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot better, you know, probably not confident enough for an interview just yet, but you know, in the changing room when we go out and I'm ordering stuff and I'm speaking to people, especially if I can see that probably English isn't the best, then I can definitely find a middle ground in terms of my Spanish, and you know, speaking every day with the lads. I have a brilliant teacher who I do a couple of lessons a week with, so yeah, it's a tough one and it takes a while to click, but when it does, I feel like it becomes a lot easier, and now it feels a bit more natural to me.
It does feel like you've been in this dressing room for a long time, much longer than one season. Were you surprised at how quickly you settled in with your new teammates? Yeah,
definitely. I think that's always the one thing you're thinking about when you come to a new club, obviously, especially abroad. You're thinking, you know, I'm kind of the little kid who's come from Birmingham to Dortmund, and now I'm the little kid again who's gone from Dortmund to Madrid. You know, what are their perception of me before? How are they going to receive me? Are they going to think I'm a good player? Are they going to think I'm a nice lad? And you end up trying to just be yourself, really. I think when you try and be someone that you're not, the lads sniff you out. So I try to be myself, and the lads kind of took to me and taken me in like a kind of a younger brother. And now that I've been here, you know, a few months, I feel like I'm starting to take a bit more responsibility in the changing room, and you know, I have a really good relationship with the older guys, more experienced guys, but yeah, and the younger guys as well. Obviously, we do a lot outside the pitch. You know, I sit next to David Alaba every day, so he's probably who I talk to the most, and I feel really comfortable talking to him about pretty much anything.
You mentioned the older, more experienced players, the likes of Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. I'm sure players that you watched on television winning Champions League, and now you're playing alongside them. Yeah,
that's probably the weirdest thing for me, you know, like when it's always, I find it fascinating when, you know, we sat around and we're eating dinner, or we're kind of having a coffee before training or whatever, and they're talking about certain Champions League finals, and I'm like, yeah, I remember watching that one with my dad and my brother and stuff, and it's quite nice to kind of, you know, again, like a bit of a full circle moment when you remember where you were, to hearing them speak about it, to then hopefully planning to do it at some point in the future. And yeah, it's the kind of experience and wisdom that's kind of invaluable, really. You know, you can't get it without playing here and getting close to those guys. So yeah, I'm so grateful to be given that opportunity. I just enjoy being a Real Madrid player. I enjoy the highs, I enjoy the lows when you have to pick yourself up and go again. Everything about playing high level football at such a big club is just really enjoyable for me.
What do you mean you enjoy the lows?
Well, in terms of, you know, you're going to face moments of adversity, you know. I think it's easy to be the kind of guy that's always laughing and joking when things are going well, and then when things aren't going well, you kind of get into your shell and think, oh, why is it happening to me? I think you've got to enjoy the feeling of kind of being in the trenches and thinking, oh, it's not good at the moment. And again, like we were saying before, taking responsibility and trying to help the team get out of those bad moments.
You scored in your first Champions League game for Real Madrid. Talk me through that moment, your emotions.
Yeah, I think it was you know, a big thing. You know, everyone knows that the kind of Real Madrid and the Champions League kind of go hand in hand, really. And you know, I played a lot of games in the league and done well, and I felt like this was kind of the big test so far in the Champions League because of the expectation of us as a club in it. And when I managed to kind of get the goal again to help us win the game, it was a great feeling, and you know, it kind of gives you more confidence to kind of take it into the next games. And yeah, now we're into the semi-final, and I still feel confident because of those kind of moments earlier in the season.
You helped Real Madrid get through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Talk me through that night against Manchester City, the second leg, winning on penalties. Does it get any better than that?
I would have liked to have done it half an hour earlier, but other than that, it weren't bad, was it? It was a tough game. It was one of those games where, you know, everyone's kind of got a role, and for a lot of us, it's probably not the role that's most beautiful that we want to do, and that's our favourite. But I think it says a lot about the team that people can sacrifice their own performances to deliver and try and help the team get over the line and win the game. And in the end, you know, we had a lead going into the last 15 minutes, and then they score, and you think, oh no, they're going to pile the pressure on us now. How are we going to handle it? And then in the end, we kind of see ourselves through to penalties and show another level of character and personality to get ourselves through that. And yeah, it says a lot about the players we have in the squad. What
would it mean to you to win the Champions League with Real Madrid in your first season at the club?
It would mean the world to me to come here, and you know, with all the pressure and the expectation to leave at the end of the season, going on my holidays with such an amazing trophy, such an amazing season would be a great pleasure. And it's not something I'm thinking about just yet. More focus on kind of getting through the games that we've got, and we'll see where it ends us up.
You've already been compared to legends at this club, Alfredo Di Stefano, Zinedine Zidane. I know there's a long way to go, but what kind of legacy do you hope to leave here at Real Madrid?
Well, we're talking very long term now, but I definitely think, you know, I see the way the kids in Madrid come up to me and speak to me, and even the older people who've seen those kind of players, and the way that they kind of talk to me is really nice, and it does make you think a little bit more about that aspect of it. And you know, when every day you're focused on coming in training on that day and doing everything right that day, it is nice when they give you that kind of perspective of the players that have come before you, and what it means to them to be a part of that club. And you do think, yeah, it would be nice actually to kind of be someone that kids growing up can say, you know, when I came to the stadium all them years ago, I used to watch Bellingham, and that would be really nice.
Jude, an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Good luck with the rest of the season and beyond.
Thank you very much.
Hala Madrid. Wow, enjoyed speaking to Jude Bellingham so much. So young, but so mature. Really fascinating answers as well. A couple of things stood out. The first one, a story he said he's never told anyone before. His dad used to walk around the house in a Zinedine Zidane number 5 Real Madrid shirt, and he'd say to his dad, who is he? He didn't know who he was. And his dad said, one day I'll show you, one day you'll understand. And now look, he's wearing that famous shirt here at Real Madrid, and the likes of Ronaldo Nazario comparing him to Zinedine Zidane, what he described as a full circle moment. Another thing he said was that I enjoy the lows, and I said, what do you mean? What do you mean you enjoy the lows? He said, well, they've made me stronger. Through adversity, I've become a much stronger person and player. But he did say he sulked a lot when he picked up an injury in February this year. But a really, really brilliant interview with Jude Bellingham. Just as impressive off the pitch as he is on it.